Have you ever felt like the small things you do don't matter? I used to think that too, but then one moment changed everything for me. A few years ago, I was stuck. I had these big dreams, but no matter how much I worked, it felt like I wasn't moving forward. Everything I did seemed too small to matter. Maybe you've been there too. You know, that feeling like no one's noticing or nothing is changing. It's a terrible feeling. One day, after having to explain what an Amber Alert was to my daughter Abby, she did something that completely flipped my perspective. She prayed for a little girl that she'd never met before, who was in a terrible situation. That small action might not have seemed to change the world overnight, but it did impact more than one life. It impacted the girl's life because she was found, she was rescued, safe, sound, and back with her parents. It affected the girl's parents because they got their baby girl back, safe and sound. It affected the man that took the little girl because he was caught and went to jail, rightfully so. And it affected my wife and me dramatically. It reminded me that even the smallest actions, when done with intention, can ripple out into something bigger. And that's when I realized the key to creating big impact is about focusing on small, consistent actions with intention. It sounds simple, but there's much more to it than just doing small things. Now, let me break it down like this. The first reason we ignore small actions is because they feel like they don't matter. You might think, what's the point in helping one person, writing one post, or taking one step if it's not solving the whole problem? Have you ever felt like that? I know I have. But then I realized that every big change we see, whether it's in business, relationships, growth, or anything, starts with one small, imperfect action. Without that first step, there's no momentum to build on. So the first step is to stop judging your actions with the mindset of too small. Instead, focus on showing up, even in tiny ways, because small actions build trust and momentum over time. Now, another reason small actions get overlooked is that we don't often attach them to something meaningful. We might be working hard, but if we're just going through the motions, we'll feel stuck because we're not seeing the purpose behind our actions. For me, I saw my daughter's prayer wasn't just a random act. I mean, this is and was a 4-year-old girl we're talking about. Her prayer was heartfelt and it came from a place of care and faith of a child, which gave it power. Intention turns any small action into something meaningful. It gives it weight and direction. So the next step is to align your small actions with values and long term vision. Before you act, ask yourself, what bigger impact could this lead to? Now, here's where it all comes together. When you take intentional, consistent actions, they don't just add up, they ripple out. What started as a single moment, like Abby's prayer, can inspire someone else to act, which can ripple out even further. So, the last step is to trust the process. You won't always see the ripple effect right away, but know that it's happening. Your job isn't to control the outcome, it's to stay consistent and intentional. This whole experience taught me that being stuck isn't about the size of the action, it's about whether you take it. And when you do it with intention, it creates ripples that you can't even imagine. So here's what I want you to do today. I want you to write down one small intentional action that you can take this week, that aligns with your values or vision. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, I don't want it to be perfect. I just want it to be something that matters to you. If you would, share it in the comments below. And let's celebrate the start of your own ripple effect as we approach 2025. In the next video, I want to share with you something that will give you the number one mindset shift that will keep you taking these small intentional actions, especially when it feels like nothing else is working. Until then, stay thrively and keep moving forward. All right? See you next time.